Good morning, my friends. Welcome to the 10-minute book talk, where three best-selling authors talk all things bookish with you for 10 short and sweet minutes. Guess what? If you've been feeling sad, if you've been feeling a little depressed, I have got the book for you today. Yes, Who Loves You Best by Marilyn Rothstein. It is just a delightful novel. I read it on a plane trip recently and was like, I'm sure annoying all the other passengers because I kept snorting and laughing out loud on an airplane while people were trying to sleep. It's that funny. And we are delighted to have Marilyn with us today. Marilyn, you can put the book down now. I said, pull up your book. And she's just going to sit there like this the whole time. So Marilyn, tell us about your wonderful new book, Who Loves You Best?
Who Loves You Best is the perfect book for somebody who wants something lighthearted about a woman going through a new stage of life and trying to make the most of it. It's about a woman who's invited to come watch her granddaughter, which she thinks is going to be wonderful, but then she gets there and her daughter's marriage is in shambles, and there are two other grandmothers already on the job.
Plot twist.
Great setup. It's a great setup.
Okay, so I have to tell you, you have a beautiful way with family dynamics, and there are poignant scenes. But as Marie said, there are moments where you were spitting coffee out of your nose. It's so funny. So my question is twofold. Number one, were you always funny? Or number two, did you train yourself to be funny so that there's hope for somebody like me and someday I could be funny?
Well, I have bad news for you. You cannot train yourself to be funny. Okay, that's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
So, my children do not think I'm funny at all. But
that's
other
normal.
than that, most people do think I'm funny looking. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Your children are wrong. They're just wrong.
They're wrong about everything.
And
you know, it's
people are
true.
wrong.
No, my children also have assured me that I am not funny, so or that famous on a regular basis. So there's so many things to love about this book, but one of the things I love is that Jody, who is a podiatrist, which in itself is funny. Okay. So Jody is a professional woman, a podiatrist, but she's, I'm guessing, about 70, right? She's a mature heroine. I love that. I think we need more mature heroines. And, you know, not only is she a mature heroine, she's real. She's working still, but she still loves her grandchildren. She's very involved. So there was so much I could relate to here. So I just want to know where the idea for Jody came from.
Okay, I'm 70.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
So there we go.
My last book was about a 41-year-old. And this time I just felt like writing a book about someone who was going through the kind of things I've been going through. And that's where Jody took off from.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
It's going to resonate with a lot of people for just that reason. So good for you.
Oh, I think that's so wonderful. Okay, so you're 70. We have Jody, who's 70, and we also have two other grandmas. I want to talk about the grandmas. What gave you the idea to have three grandmas in one house in a story, and then one of the grandmas is 27? Granny Annie.
I just thought, if I went to visit my daughter and I was going to be really annoyed, what would annoy me most? And it would be another grandmother already living in the house and somebody who actually believed she was a grandmother with no obvious rights to being it. And that's how I came up with Granny Annie, who's the partner of the son-in-law's father and becomes a major character.
And she's 27.
She's 27 years old, and she the granddaughter just thinks she's she's the best thing that ever happened to anyone.
The best grandmother ever.
The other grandmothers don't do.
Oh my goodness.
Which annoys Jody a bit. Just a bit.
Just a bit. I just love it when you make a character that people can relate to, and then you put them in annoying and difficult circumstances, and they have to grow to get out of it. I think that's like the secret sauce of any good story. So that is so fabulous.
Thank you.
You know, so Marilyn, you've been pretty succinct. So I actually have a little extra time. So I get to ask another question, which I love. yes, there's, you brought the funny, it's wonderful, the situations that are in, but there's also some real stuff going in there. So, you know, there's like things that I could relate to, things that are worth thinking about. So as a writer, what do you really were hoping the takeaway was from this story for readers?
I really hope the takeaway is you have to come to a point in your life where you have to know what's good for you. And a lot of us have spent their lives doing for our husband, doing for our family, doing for our grandchildren. But at what point do you say, okay, I've got to start doing stuff for me because, you know, how long am I going to be here? And Jody is in that point in her life. She has a great life where she lives in Florida. And when she goes to the Berkshires, she's thrilled to be with her daughter and her grandchild. But what should her life be? And I think that's the big question here, is how you decide what you're going to do at a different stage in life.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, love
and
it.
that is what really resonated for me.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of women with this book. And it doesn't matter the age and stage you are in your, you know, your journey as a woman. We're always having to make those decisions and choices. So there was a lot here, a lot of joy. Loved this book. Your book has brought me joy, but here on the 10-minute book talk, we always ask one question of everybody. So Marilyn, what's bringing you joy today?
What's bringing me joy is because I was going to be on this show, I had a blow dry.
Whoa,
And
nice.
so I'm feeling okay. You know, I'm going to leave you guys and I still have my blow dry.
Right?
The world is
That's
your
gonna
oyster.
last all day. That's
Anything
gonna
could
last.
happen. Anything could happen now.
You know, it's true. I love it.
But
Oh, my friends,
I love
thank you.
that.
Marilyn, thank you so much for joining us
Oh,
today.
thank you
It's
for
been a
inviting
joy.
me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, we love having you out. You're
Nice
welcome.
book. Nice book you're
Anytime.
holding.
It's a nice book, right? So
Nice
Frank,
book. Everybody should buy that book.
Everyone should buy
everybody
that
should buy
book.
that book. So I'm going to tell
Absolutely.
you guys right now, go and get Who Loves You Best. If you're a grandma, if you're going to be a grandma, if you've never been a grandma, if you have a grandma, you're going to love this book. There's a lot in here. And so go off and get it right now. And I tell you what else, friends, we'll see you next week here on the 10-minute book talk. Thanks.